What's going on? You know how we do. We're going to hear a little bit and then review.
Start having troubles. So, for instance, I know you're infamous for this, right? But the have sex with 50 women thing, right?
Yeah.
Just so I make sure I don't get this position wrong, but I can give you like a counter example of what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
Can you lay your position on that out?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would agree, right, that the dating marketplace has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Women have changed, right? They think they're equal to you, the egalitarian thing that we talked about before. So since the dating marketplace has changed significantly and women have more sexual experience now than ever before because they think they're men and they can have sex and have relationships just like men, etc., and be promiscuous and not deal with the same ramifications, what guys have to do is kind of go in and understand how women operate in today's day and age. And I think
which is true. The marketplace is different and you do have to move differently. I do have to cut it because I don't want to just play a mass amount, but I will be sure that he can get his point across because I don't want anybody saying that they didn't get their full point across or what they were trying to say.
A good way to do that, right? Obviously, there's a multitude of ways, but one way to do it is obviously to have experience so that you're not getting into a relationship or a situation with a woman and you're not aware of her nature and you don't know how to deal with it.
Okay, I want to combat that right now. I want you to hold that right there. How many channels on the internet explain to you this? There was a point in time when this knowledge wasn't available, but if you don't understand their nature by now, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. There's plenty of examples for you to know better. You're choosing not to at this point.
Like I like to use the analogy all the time. If you know you got a boxing match, right, in 5 years, right, with a very good and skilled opponent, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to play video games the whole time, or are you going to train and get ready for the biggest fight of your life, which I look at as marriage? Because
so it makes you worldly. Makes you worldly.
Yes.
Right? And
yeah.
I think we don't disagree that that's true.
Yeah.
The Christian ethics pushback to this would be,
of course.
But wait, you want this is a requirement or something which is helpful to make you a high value man.
Yeah.
Well, this in turn would give this hoe value.
I mean, that's a fact, you know. If you sit there and allow women around you in a certain space that shouldn't be there, which like you guys always say, use your example of what did you have to do to get on this yacht? If this woman's in luxury, living it up with you guys because you're tricking it off, what makes you think this woman is trying to deal with an average guy or even a guy making 30,000-40,000 a year? You can't go from luxury down to an average lifestyle. You guys are corrupting the market and then complaining about the women you're creating. There's a contradiction. Lastly, I get what he's saying. You can deal with multiple women, but here's the thing. They need to be women you actually like. When you deal with a woman, you have to keep in mind, like, if she gets pregnant, would I be fine with that? That's what you need to keep in the back of your mind. If you think about, dang, if she get pregnant, dog, I feel like I'm gonna wind up on first 48. You probably shouldn't be messing with that woman. And what Myron's selling you is a first 48 situation, either on your side or on her side, because you playing around and she wound up liking you. I get it. Women have the upper hand when it comes to getting a man. I understand that. They hold all the cards. But again, I'm gonna say 2 wrongs don't make a right. You know, and again, they be like, oh, we use excuses like diseases. Diseases are not an excuse. Even then, you don't know if that woman you're dealing with is crazy. Every new person you deal with, whether it's a man or woman, can be out of their freaking mind. Especially nowadays, people are unhinged and they're freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even want to play like that? You know, I mean, but I'm not going to stretch this too long. You know, we get in there 5 minutes. I want to kind of keep it short. But this is what I'm going to tell you, though. A lot of you fellas, this is not a conversation for the average guy can't relate to this because the average woman typically doesn't like dealing with the average guy. But this is for you guys who are up higher in that position. You're messing up the market, so you can't complain about the responses of these women. You can't complain the fact that these women want to use you or they're gold diggers and all of this. This is a persona that you put out. You told this woman you didn't have to do nothing. You didn't have to do anything to be here. You are contributing to deviancy. You do understand that, right? And as a man, the more you do what you want, you have something what I call it the God complex. And what happens with that is you feel as if you can do whatever you want. Diddy's a prime example. You think Diddy started out doing the crazy stuff he was doing? You think Hollywood started out doing the crazy stuff they were doing? No. Same thing with LL Cool J and all that. You can look up that story in that book he got. People who do too much, when you start crossing that line, doing whatever you want, however you want, and there's too much fun, then it becomes a deviancy consequence, and you can't be regular no more. You can't do regular things anymore, and then you got to detox from it to come back down to reality. And Adam 22, I had to plug that in. I forgot about that one. That's a fact. That's a fact. Why you think, like, how, for example, when they say a woman hits the wall, it's so traumatizing to them because when they were in their 20s, you know, from teens to going into their 20s, they had all this attention and all these men was ogling and wanting to be with them and get with them, yada, yada, yada. Then they go past that 35, 40, and oh, that phone stopped ringing as much. Then all of a sudden the man, she want her age, she can't get him no more because she didn't waited too long. Now the men her age want a woman that's 23, 24. It's a dirty game. But we all playing it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking everything that they say, saying everything they're saying is wrong. But on this standpoint here about dealing with randos and just sleeping with women to sleep with them, talking about experience, that's false, man. There's all these channels on the internet. If you don't understand a woman's nature by now, man, you're a failure. I don't know what else to tell you. There's so many endless channels, male and female, all over the place. Even to the point celebrities are talking about it. If you don't understand by now, man, you cannot be helped. Okay, you can't be helped. But that interaction is not how you learn at all, at all. And they're not lying about their nature either. It's wide out in the open beforehand, before the internet and all this stuff was out. They were able to, you know, they kept it on the down low how they were. They still kind of lied to save face, but now, man, it's right in your face. So you know what to deal with and what not to deal. I mean, they tell on themselves. Hey, go to their freaking Facebook feed. Go to their Instagram feed and just see the stuff that they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And you think you gotta have that interaction with them to understand them? Nah, man, you just want to do that, man. Just keep it real. Don't lie. Just say you want to mess around with a bunch of women, man. And if that's what you want to do, don't get in a relationship. But also, don't complain about the problems in society that you're contributing to. Have a good one.